Hey Ringsiders, what's going on? This is your host, Boxing's Objective Observer, and welcome back to Ringside Stories. Feel free to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for the latest here on Ringside Stories. Thanks so much for your support in advance, and welcome to the channel.
Most frequently asked question: who pulled out? And I want to again use this opportunity and to say straight away, we pulled out of negotiations. Team Usyk did that.
One thing contractually stopped this from happening, and that was them pulling out because they said the rematch, and I believe we satisfied the position, but by then they didn't pull out. They pulled out on the Sunday after that, after we'd spoken. I think we spoke to them, I think they went back to Usyk, and I think Usyk then just had gone. I think he was out of camp in Turkey by then. That's what I believe, because they said he was in Kiev, and he could have got into Kiev in a day. It was impossible.
The rematch clause was just the final point when it all exploded, blew up. There were a number of things. Remember, I think I mentioned it on talkSPORT, that it would take some time to enlist the smaller issues. Frank was right. We did have the conversation, the very wide conversation. We had to compromise, and we did compromise on each and every point. And when it came to the rematch, it was too much to compromise.
They wanted 70-30.
They wanted the reverse on the flip side of that.
And what Tyson said, what we wanted was 50-50.
50-50.
Which is fair.
Okay.
So let's get it on the 29th, because that's what we all talked about. You said, not us, you said, if it don't go on the 29th,
we want to renegotiate.
We're out. We're out. Yeah, that's what they said. So Tyson, I didn't really want him to fight on the 29th, to be quite honest, because I weren't sure anybody. But he turned around and said, I'm ready to fight, I'm fighting. He called it, he said, I'll be there on the 29th. So then it changed. And it changed, and I believe it changed because they thought they might be able to get this fight on sometime in the summer, maybe in Saudi. But then they were told afterwards, no, it won't be until. Do you know what's killed this?
Go on.
Social media. All the pissing around on the social media. If we're going to be left to people to do it in a grown-up way, there wouldn't have been a problem. And that's what does it. Everyone has to justify things and say things. And the fighters take a stance. This one's just the social media has half killed this fight.
Do you think Tyson helps with that? I mean, I
don't think anybody helps.
I think that this statement would be good 20 years ago. Now social media is so important that you can't just say stay away from social media. It's impossible. And in this particular situation, I would say that social media was something that gave the last chance for this fight to take place. Because as I mentioned before, the fight was off already. We just didn't announce it. And several hours before the deadline, Tyson jumped in on social media saying that 70-30 is okay. Usyk responded. He said, I want it so much. I'm ready to overpay. Let's do the deal. 70-30, accept.
Hey, greedy belly, I accept your offer. 70-30, split to fight with you on April 29th at Wembley.
But this time, as he was taking the smaller share, it's a normal condition. It's not about, you know, some people say that it's about donation, and donation has to be done like from the heart. It shouldn't be paid named the donation. It was a condition from Usyk that he accepts 70-30 split on the condition that Tyson Fury pays money to charity foundation in Ukraine. So it's not a donation. Tyson Fury heard the first part, Usyk's consent on 70-30, but he didn't hear the second part, and he didn't accept it as well.
But you will promise to donate to Ukrainian immediately after the fight. On £1 million on every day of your deal, you will pay 1% from your poorest to Ukrainian people.
So one of the points that broke the deal. It's not social media, trust me.
I think there's been a bit of greed going on with promoters, you know, especially Usyk's lot, Because to pull out over a rematch clause, when I know the truth about the rematch clause, Tyson just said, okay, give them what they want on the rematch. I'm not going to lose anyway. And if both boys think that much that they're going to win, why not fight over a rematch clause? It's just stupid.
Because he's an athlete, because he's been in training for the 29th. He's brought his sparring partners over, he's brought nutritionists, he's flown in, all these people in.
Sugar Hill, who allegedly was training Lawrence and Cody, not necessarily
of course he was.
Just saying.
He was here for a fight. So what was it? He's in for a fight, but he was here to train him.
To me, the fight never was on because there was no official date and time and venue and everything else that goes along with it. So, yeah, that's about it I have to say about it. I was here for Lawrence and Cody's fight.
On the 30% thing, 30% of a lot is a lot. He stood to make a lot of money. And I just think, in my own mind, that he thought Tyson didn't want to fight him, which is absolutely ridiculous. Tyson's a pugilist, he's a prize fighter. You know, he'll fight anybody 2 at a time if it makes business sense. So when he's looked up and said, okay, I'll take the 30% and this, that and the other and all this rubbish, he thought Tyson didn't want to box him. But guess what? Tyson was in the wings, ready to go.
You still understand that Tyson didn't even start training. His trainer was out, he didn't have sparring partners. How can you believe that the undisputed fight gonna take place in 5 weeks when one of the fighters haven't even built his training camp? I mean, no one is there, no process is organized.
I'll tell you what Tyson did say. He said, I'm sick and tired of all this, it's on, it's off. Because
he's half the problem.
Well, that's your opinion, but the fact of the matter is, that's the fact of the matter, we are where we are.
He was not frustrated, he was exhausted with all the things happening, because he stayed in a training camp for 3 months, working hard. And he has to have an objective in front of him to motivate himself. And when it comes all the roller coasters back and forth 2 times per day, it changes the direction, you cannot stay focused. So for him, at the point when he realized that the fight is most likely not taking place, and one of the reasons for that, he was reading Tyson's book, and this book says, I'm not sure whether Tyson wrote it himself, but the book says that he used to use these tactics in the past, just to get inside the head of his opponents. So he was quite sure that this is one of the tactics Tyson's using, and he didn't want to become the, let's say, the victim to some extent. No, he realized that, said, no, let's stop it. It's not happening anyway. The sooner we stop it, the less we lose. I mean, all of us, including Queensberry, who would have to pay the rent for Wembley, for the promotion. Just like it was with Klitschko, when you have all the press conference, all the media, and you invest money already in the promotion, and at some point it just breaks down. Not the good way to finish the business.
Let us know in the comments below what you make of this situation, and if we will see the fight for Undisputed anytime soon. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for the latest on Ringside Stories. We make content about boxing through many documentaries, backstories, and much more. Thank you so much for your support in advance. It really does help the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, and have a legendary day.